Have you ever wondered what makes a speech truly captivating? Why do some speakers grab your attention from the very first word, while others struggle to keep you interested? It all starts with the introduction. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools you need to craft introductions that not only grab attention, but also keep your audience engaged and eager to hear more. So let's get started. Introductions in speeches serve three main goals. They capture the audience's attention, introduce the speaker and the topic, and lay out the purpose of the speech. To achieve this, they use a variety of different techniques, including anecdotes. An anecdote is a short, engaging story that relates to the topic of the speech. It helps humanize the speaker, build a connection with the audience, and make the topic more relatable. For example, a speaker discussing resilience might start with a personal story about overcoming a challenge. Anecdotes are effective because they evoke emotions and draw the audience into the narrative. A rhetorical question is a thought-provoking question that doesn't require an answer, but encourages the audience to think deeply about the topic. It engages the audience mentally and primes them for the speaker's message. For example, what would you do if you had only 24 hours to live? This technique sparks curiosity and draws the audience into the speech. Starting with a relevant quote from a famous person, historical figure, or literary work can lend authority and credibility to the speech. It also sets the tone and theme. A surprising or shocking statistic or fact grabs the audience's attention immediately. It highlights the importance of the topic and creates a sense of urgency. For example, did you know that over 8 million tons of plastic end up in our oceans every year? This technique works well because it appeals to the audience's logic and emotions. A provocative statement is designed to challenge the audience's beliefs or assumptions. It can be controversial or unexpected, sparking curiosity or even debate. For example, the education system as we know it is failing our children. This technique is effective because it immediately engages the audience and makes them eager to hear more. Contrast involves presenting two opposing ideas, situations, or perspectives to highlight the significance of the topic. For example, a speaker could say, 20 years ago, we had no smartphones. Today, we can't imagine life without them. This technique creates a striking comparison that captures attention and emphasizes the speaker's point. Finally, interactive elements involve directly engaging the audience through questions, polls, or activities. A speaker might ask the audience to raise their hand if they've experienced a specific situation or to share their thoughts with a neighbor. This technique breaks the ice, makes the audience feel involved, and creates a dynamic atmosphere. This will all be so much clearer when we look at some examples. Let's listen first to the introduction to Sir Ken Robinson's TED Talk titled Do Schools Kill Creativity?
Good morning. How are you? It's been great, hasn't it? I've been blown away by the whole thing. In fact, I'm leaving. I have an interest in education. Actually, what I find is everybody has an interest in education. Don't you?
What we can see in this example is how Robinson uses different techniques to introduce the topic and connect with the audience from the very outset. He begins with direct interaction with the audience, immediately getting them invested and answering his question. This establishes the speech as a two-way conversation, rather than a boring monologue. The humor and light-hearted tone he uses makes him relatable and bridges the gap between him as an educational expert and the audience made up of ordinary people. Then he moves on to introduce the topic of the speech. He focuses specifically on the fact that this topic is important for everyone. This makes the audience personally invested in what he has to say because they feel the topic is something that they should be concerned about. Let's look at another example. This excerpt is from another TED Talk on the topic of how to speak so people would listen.
The human voice. It's the instrument we all play. It's the most powerful sound in the world, probably. It's the only one that can start a war or say, I love you. And yet many people have the experience that when they speak, people don't listen to them. Why is that? How can we speak powerfully to make change in the world?
The introductory phrases, "It's the instrument we all play," and "It's the most powerful sound in the world," make the topic feel relatable and important. They make the audience feel as though what he has to say is relevant for them. Then he uses a stark contrast to show just how powerful our words can be. He ends this introduction with relevant rhetorical questions that get the audience thinking and hoping that he will be able to provide the answers to them in the rest of the speech. We'll use another example by game designer McGonigal. If you want, you can now pause the video. Before you watch my explanation, try to think about the highlighted parts of the excerpt. What is their purpose? How do they help the speaker capture the attention of the audience and introduce the topic?
I'm a gamer, so I like to have goals. I like special missions and secret objectives. So here's my special mission for this talk. I'm going to try to increase the lifespan of every single person in this room by 7.5 minutes.
First off, she begins with a very interesting and captivating idea. Her speech will increase the audience's lifespan. It's very hard to remain immune to such a provocative statement. It's likely that anyone who hears this will be interested in what kind of ideas she has to offer. Take note that she doesn't just say that she will increase their lifespan, but gives a very specific number, 7.5 minutes, to go along with this idea. Being specific is always a good idea, and she uses it to increase her credibility and make the audience feel as though her proposition is true and tangible. So that's how you make a compelling introduction. But once you get the audience's attention, you need to keep it and actually deliver your message. How do you do that? We'll look at that topic in our next video, so make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.